Hi everyone, Donut here. Excuse me for being gone for a couple days. I spent about 5 days in Texas with Old Best and Eli Double Tap and Demolition Wanch and Batty and all my good friends. It was great, but here I am. A lot sure did happen while I was gone. Before we get into the video, I just want to say we have a perfect sponsor for it. That is the USCCA, the United States Concealed Carry Association. You can check them out at usccapartners.com/donut-operator. For a few $100 a year, you have the protection of the USCCA if you ever get into a situation where you have to defend yourself with your weapon. Let's say you're attacked by an armed, angry crowd and you defend yourself. The USCCA will hook you up with lawyers, bail money, and the funding you need to fight the charges. It's insurance for defending yourself. Like I said, check that out at usccapartners.com/donut-operator. This video is going to be about Kyle Rittenhouse, a 17-year-old from Wisconsin who has been all over the news recently. I haven't done a video on Jacob Blake, but basically what happened is Jacob Blake, a black man, was shot and killed by a white police officer in Wisconsin, specifically Kenosha, Wisconsin. I'm making the video, it'll be out soon. Naturally, when these things happen, whether it's justified or unjustified, people started burning down their own city. 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse, who lived about 30 minutes from Kenosha where the Jacob Blake shooting took place, got a rifle and drove down to Kenosha. He joined up with a small group of people who, armed with rifles, are trying to defend businesses in the area. A journalist asked him before everything got crazy, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He said something along the lines of, "Well, I'm down here to defend businesses."
You're obviously armed and you're in front of this business we saw burning last night, so what's up?
So people are getting injured, and our job is to protect this business, and part of my job is to also help people. If there's somebody hurt, I'm running into harm's way. That's why I have my rifle, because I need to protect myself, obviously, but I also have my med kit.
Before we get started with all the shooting stuff, I want to point out that it is illegal for a 17-year-old to possess a rifle in the state of Wisconsin. Let's talk about Kyle's background just a little bit before we get into the shooting. According to some reports, he was obsessed with Blue Lives Matter. Another report says he was fixated on supporting police. What they mean by obsessed and fixated is that he was a police explorer when he was younger, and he liked the page Humanizing the Badge and Blue Lives Matter, like I do. I used to write for Blue Lives Matter, and he had some Back the Blue and some Thin Blue Line pictures on his Facebook page. If that's being obsessed with police, then I don't know what I am. To me, it just looks like he supported law enforcement. Timeline. Before the shooting, Kyle could be seen right here trying to clean graffiti off of a local high school. A couple minutes before the shooting, Kyle gave an interview to independent journalist Richie MCG.
You're obviously armed and you're in front of this business we saw burning last night, so what's up?
So people are getting injured, and our job is to protect this business, and part of my job is to also help people. If there's somebody hurt, I'm running into harm's way. That's why I have my rifle, because I need to protect myself, obviously, but I also have my med kit.
From what Kyle says here, he wants to protect businesses, he wants to be able to protect himself using that rifle, and he wants to be able to help people with the medic bag that he has. You probably already know Kyle shot some people. He killed 2 and wounded a 3rd. We're going to go over every single one of them with multiple angles. The first shooting. The first person that Kyle shot was 36-year-old Joseph Rosenbaum. Earlier that night, he was filmed by someone saying, "Shoot me," N-word, with a soft A.
Shoot me! Shoot me!
In another picture, you can see Rosenbaum standing with the second person who was shot by Kyle directly behind him. That's the skateboard guy we're going to watch here in a minute. This picture is circulating on the internet saying that Rosenbaum was a sex offender. When I go to the same website, though, I can't get anyone with the last name Rosenbaum to pop up. It looks like that might be BS. I don't know. I'm just here to give you the facts. There are 2 different angles of the first shooting. If you look closely, that's Kyle taking off right here while being chased by people.
Oh, he got a gun! He got a gun! Fuck you!
Get down!
Let's slow it down and look at it a little bit closer. If you listen closely, you can hear 1 shot followed by 4 more shots. Those 4 shots that you hear after the initial one are Kyle shooting.
Oh, he got a gun! He got a gun! Fuck you!
The first shot was fired by someone who was behind Kyle. What it looks like is Rosenbaum is chasing him and throws something. People on the internet are saying it's a Molotov cocktail. I don't think that it is. It looks like something inside of like a Walmart bag. Then the shot gets fired by the person with a handgun behind Rosenbaum. Kyle turns around and sees Rosenbaum running at him and fires 4 shots, hitting Rosenbaum in the head.
Yeah, that's Antifa, man. Oh, you got a gun, baby.
They shooting.
Let's look at the other angle. Kyle stops, runs back around to Rosenbaum, who he just shot, who's laying on the ground. You hear someone say, call 911. Kyle takes out his cell phone, and I'm guessing he was trying to call 911. A bunch of other people start crowding around, and Kyle takes off again, probably because he had another angry mob of 20 to however many people chasing him. This leads us to shooting number 2 and 3. Kyle's running down the road because there's a bunch of people chasing him. People are chasing him, hitting him. He falls on the ground. That's when a dude jumps on top of him. Kyle fires his first shot right there and misses the guy. This leads us to our second shooting. The next person Kyle shoots is 26-year-old Anthony Huber. Is a skateboard guy. He has a history of being charged with recklessly endangering safety with a modifier of use of a dangerous weapon and domestic abuse, strangulation and suffocation with a modifier of domestic abuse, false imprisonment with a modifier of domestic abuse and use of a dangerous weapon, battery with a modifier of domestic abuse and use of a dangerous weapon, disorderly conduct with a modifier of domestic abuse and use of a dangerous weapon, and disorderly conduct with a modifier of domestic abuse. This was in 2012. In 2018, he was charged with battery with a modifier of repeater and domestic abuse, and disorderly conduct with a modifier of domestic abuse and repeater. Huber runs up. It looks like he taps Kyle in the head with the skateboard and tries to take the rifle away from him. Kyle turns and shoots Huber in the chest. He walks a few steps and then falls on the ground. He later passed away. The third shooting takes place around the time that skateboard guy Huber falls on the ground. 26-year-old Gage Grosskreutz reaches down. It looks like he might be trying to get the rifle. That's when Kyle fires another shot, hitting Grosskreutz in the bicep. I'm not sure if Gage, the third person shot, had his gun in his hand before he got to Kyle or he pulled it out as he was getting shot. In this one frame right here, it looks like he does already have his gun in his hand before running up to Kyle, who is on the ground, but it's very grainy and I'm not going to say for positive that he does. It's really hard to tell that part. You can see him later on in some other pictures holding his arm with his gun in his hand. And around this time, police start showing up in their armored vehicles. This is when you can see Kyle running toward the armored vehicles with his hands in the air, and it looks like he's trying to flag them down. This part right here is causing a lot of controversy online because it's obvious they drove past him because he's white. It also could be because they just arrived on scene and they don't know what the hell is going on. But who am I to say that? Before we end this video, I want to talk about a couple more things that have been circulating the internet today. A lot of the stuff I'm seeing is similar to this tweet by Peepa Shea. Instead of offering aid, he ran. He murdered someone and ran. 17-year-old kid should have been picked up by the cops instead of being tossed a water and encouraged to play policeman. What she's talking about is a live streamer happened to catch Kyle and some other people of the small militia protecting businesses get some water from some cops.
Hey, thank you guys. You need water? Seriously. Guys, far right, you need water. We need water. We'll throw you one. Thank you.
All right, come on, guys, let's get out of here.
To address the running part real quick, we saw the video start off with people chasing him and someone firing a gun into the air. Who wouldn't run from peaceful protesters after all the footage we've seen the past couple years of peaceful protesters chasing people down and beating them to death? It's almost like the Dylan Roof situation. People are thinking that he shot those people and the cops were like, high five, good job killing those people, here, have some water at Burger King or whatever. But nah, they threw him water away before the shootings even took place. A lot of people online are also saying that Grosskreutz has a criminal record and he's a felon and he shouldn't have had that gun. I can't find 100% proof of that. The official website for the Wisconsin Department of Corrections doesn't say anything. If you research a little further, there is someone matching his name and date of birth that caught some charges in 2012. These were theft, burglary, criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, and armed with a firearm while intoxicated. I'm not saying this is fact. This is just a search I found on someone with the same name, same age, and lives in Wisconsin. I'm here trying to tell the facts and just clear up anything that may be wrong online about any of these people involved. I think we can agree that he probably shouldn't have been out there, seeing as how it was illegal for him to be holding that gun. But so we can get some calm, comprehensive discussions in the comments below. Was Kyle defending himself, or was that murder? Oh, and by the way, he was picked up by police and charged with 2 counts of murder and some other stuff. So, self-defense or murder? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be streaming over at twitch.tv/downloadoperator as soon as this video is released. I know it's super late. This video just took a lot longer to make than I realized. Other than that, everyone please have a fantastic day.
Whacker.